Welcome to Pints and Politics. I'm with Jamie Bowers, expert digital media buyer, and so I'm pretending like I'm a candidate, first-time candidate. I'm running for the state legislature in a year. I think I'm going to run for the state legislature. So what should I do, digitally wise, to make that happen?
So I would start by creating a public profile. And so this could be not a website quite yet, but this would be a Twitter feed, LinkedIn, have all your relevant information up there, your job history. And then for Twitter or Instagram and Facebook, start putting professional stuff up there, cleaning up. You don't want tons of posts about your dog or your kids necessarily. You want to say like, here's an organization in town I really support. Here's an article from a reporter, local reporter I thought was great. And then have a long history of that so people don't think that you just woke up one day and decided to run.
So before I decide to run, I should start doing this.
Yeah.
Even if I decide not to run, maybe have 6 months of being...
Yeah, and the same goes for any kind of new job that you want or any new career. Just make sure all of your social media accounts are professional. And so go through everything in the past, make sure you've taken off drunk photos of yourself and, or too many selfies. Just make sure that everything is presentable, that people don't go back and find stuff and use it against you later.
So how does what's the role, we hear more and more about social media in politics, but there are two kinds of social media, aren't there? There's the sort of organic social media that takes place, and then there's promoted or paid social media, which is basically advertising.
Correct. So for this example, in local politicians, many people don't have quite the robust budget to do a vast broadcast, radio, and digital campaign. So first everyone starts off by doing organic stuff. So you'll say on Facebook, hey, this is assuming your profile is all cleaned up and you've decided to run now. You say, hey, I'm having an event down in Alexandria, inviting everyone to come. And then, photos from the event will follow. So just to make it look like you have a lot of activity. And then, hey, you did an event in Arlington, you're posting the time and date, location, and then, photos from that event will follow. So you're just trying to get your name out there, make it look like you're a professional organization. And for Twitter, most politicians are on Twitter. You're not necessarily responding to tons of people. You're putting out there like, here's my position, here's what I'm doing today, here's an op-ed I was in. It's a lot of self-promotion. Facebook's more for talking to constituents. And if somebody, say you had an event or you're going to have an event, somebody asked you a question, go ahead and answer.
On Facebook.
On Facebook, a lot of politicians go ahead and answer their people directly.
I'm up on Facebook, and I've got some followers. How do we get my followers to get their followers to follow me?
Well, you can say share or bring a friend to this, and you get like some special treatment or a coffee with the candidate, some kind of a gimmick like that. A lot of presidential candidates use that, or state politicians use it. Or you can do the paid advertising. So when you place a paid ad, you can say, here's some photos from our event last night. It was great. Thanks for turning out. Then you'll promote that using paid money. And it could be just a small bit of money. I'm talking like $50 depending on your race. And hopefully you'll get some people to share that. You'll reach a new audience with those ads.
So how does Facebook know where to put my $50 worth of advertising?
Facebook has a vast amount of information available. So they can say, the people who vote in this election are going to be very conservative people, and they have that information handy. They are men between the ages of 60 to 70, and then they're women who are married. So those are the people who turn out to these local elections. Then you just target them. So instead of targeting millennials and everybody else on Facebook, you specify your audience a little bit more than in broadcast or even in regular digital media.